How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is Lucifer here, business and spiritual consultant, as always. Man, okay. Yes, I am alive. Yes, I am doing great. I'm doing well. Um, Mr. Shepherd, I would like to apologize to you for speaking to you in such a manner. Pardon me and my brash language. But I also want you to understand that you don't need. Well, okay. This is the thing. The thing is the thing is the thing is the thing is the thing is. If we're speaking strictly about like social status, if we're going off, if we're basing ourselves off of social status, I understand why some people would align themselves with specific groups, certain groups of individuals, certain society clubs. All right. But spiritually speaking, there's no need. Not that I'm saying you don't need a guru or mentor, which is something I do try to make people understand that they do need a mentor or a spiritual guru because you need to learn how to do something before you do something, obviously. You know, Personally, I had many mentors myself. Well, not people that I follow, like I didn't pay anybody, but I have a list of people that books of people that I consider to be on a specific plateau. I don't like Alan Watts, but he's a smart guy. I can't deny the knowledge that he has. But I don't really like Alan Watts. I don't really read any Alan Watts. But when he speaks, I tend to listen. But I don't like him, which is weird. I can't really listen to Alan Watts that long because it pisses me off at some point for some reason. I just don't. My energy does not mix with his. But he's on my list anyway. Eckhart Tolle is on my list, because he's written many books for many years, so he's on the list. And there's a bunch of them. What's her name? Abraham Hicks is on my list. Another author that's been writing books for many years. Carl Jung, also on the list. Anything from Confucius. If I say that, I don't know how to say it in the American style. Confucius. Yeah. Because I rather say Confucius, but people call him Confucius. It sounds very Roman, Confucius. Anyways, so that guy's on the list. There's a bunch of people that's on the list. Those are people that I have tended to have read, for a long time, and there are Asian philosophies. Also, I tend to gather my thoughts in Asian philosophy. I tend to gather my thoughts in Hindu philosophy. I tend to gather my thoughts in many areas. So I do I have put those people on a pedestal before me before I became the guy I became today, right? So give me a second here. All right, sorry about that. Um, so, like I said, I've put those people back in the days. Um, when I'm saying back in the days, I'm talking about 10 years ago. Yes, I'm talking about 10 years ago. I'm making these people look old. I'm sorry, but shit happens. You know, shit happens. So yeah, I put those people on an elevated level when I was younger. Those people to me was on a pedestal. So whatever they regurgitated, I would, I would consume it, and I would absorb that information. I would absorb that information. And of course, it's good to have more than one place to figure out things. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? Because not one person can be right 100% of the time, and not everybody has the complete, and especially if you're a master in Zen, then you're just gonna know Zen, right? If you're listening, if your mentor is a Zen master, then you're gonna become a Zen master. But you're not gonna be a master of, you're not gonna have knowledge on everything, but you're gonna have knowledge on Zen. So that's why it's good to have more than one mentor, because different mentor have different disciplines. You know what I mean? So if you're listening to like Sadhguru all the time, who is a pacifist and he teaches pacifism, then you might end up being a master of pacifism, but you're not a master of Zen. You know what I mean? I don't know if you understand where I'm going with this, but anyway. So of course, you got to look at things on different perspective, and I opened my mind up to different perspectives. You said in your video that there might be some things that I know that I don't say to people. I don't think that's the correct way of perceiving that. I think that there are just some things that are not if you are following a house of mystery, right? It says it in the word mystery. So you can't. The reason why it's a mystery is because most of the time when something is a mystery, it's because, and no matter how much research you do, you'll never know what exactly it is. It's a mystery. If you really want to learn what a mystery is, you have to apply yourself to experiment. You have to apply yourself to experience. And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to everybody that watches, all the 25 people that listens to my that listens to my channel. I'm talking to everybody right now. Now I'm just using the recent response as an example, as a premise here. So open your eyes, open your ears, not your eyes, your ears. Open your ears. So, as I said before, thank you for answering. You have confirmed a couple things, by the way, which I wasn't sure of. Yes, I was freaking out. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie. I was freaking out. Yes, I am fucking freaking out because I look, I can't do this with my glasses on. I gotta be real. I can't do that with my glasses on, bro. Because in the world of and yes, you're right. I'm not a Luciferian. I'm a demonologist. I don't practice the religion of Luciferianism. I deal with demons. Like, and that's the only thing I want to do. And it's not just that it's the only thing I want to do. I just don't know. I take this seriously. I take demons very seriously. So I don't want to stain my belief in demonology with some philosophy that does not necessarily concur with demons. Lucifer might not be what Luciferians think Lucifer is. And they also might be right too. But I just don't want to fall into a trap, a mental gymnastic trap that is unnecessary. Like this is why demonology is good, because it's pure dark essence. I'm delving into the abyss. I am looking into the abyss, and the abyss is looking directly straight at me. So I can't deny things that happens. I can't act like it's not happening. I can't. It's there. It's in my face. I can't do anything about it. It's just there, and I have to deal with it. And I like it, and I appreciate it. Uh, I think it's a blessing to be able to get lost in total darkness like this. And it is a blessing, because I could have not seen one thing either. I could have not seen a fucking thing. Like, I could have freaking prayed and cut my fingers or cut my wrists and stuff and bleed and stuff and all kinds of shit until I actually finally see something. And I'm not saying I didn't do that. I don't cut my wrist, but I have done bloodletting many times. And I think that's the result. All the things that I've tried to do is a result, and what I have right now is a result of me trying to delve into the abyss. To try to find out what really is going on. You know, so um, so yeah, I'm being cryptic on purpose here, because there's some people that are not ready for those sorts of things. So if they are afraid of the abyss, if they are afraid of delving into the darkness, if they're afraid of exploring uh, complete darkness with no flashlight, you know, good. That means you're not ready yet. It's not your time, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has a different path. Of course, eventually, maybe life is gonna make you realize things here and there. Maybe you'll be more interested. But I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. And yes, I'm being cryptic on purpose, because you don't want an energy to transform into something that you don't want it to transform into. You know, um, you don't want to create a different thought form from, like you say, from what it actually is. And I appreciate that you have said that, because that's what he does. He does actually, speaking about GD and that group, of people. They do create thought forms. They are talented at creating thought forms. I'm not gonna take that away from them. They are talented at their thought form processes. I use thought forms too, but I don't do it with demons. I find it disrespectful. I find it disrespectful that it's disrespectful to me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun from time to time. I create thought forms too. I create thought forms. I create thought forms with, well, my website. My website is full of thought forms. When I tell people, oh, you can be Iron Man, or you can be a beholder. That's a thought form energy. That's a thought form magic. It's thought form magic. It's a consciousness that I have created. And now it's real, and now you can use it, and now it has power, and now you can go into the world and either be that energy or have that energy around you to protect you or help you do things. So I do the same thing, but I do it with comic books. I don't do it with demons. That's the only difference. I'm not trying to say I'm better than blah 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 blah. All I'm saying is And I'm not saying that at all, because I just said they're very talented at what they do with their thought forms and stuff like that, But I do it in another way. It's a little bit more corny. If I have to self-deprecate myself to not look like a jackass here, my style of thought form magic is a bit more corny, and I love it. Some people might not love it. I fucking adore that shit. I think it's awesome, and I will create more of those. And I think it's great, and it's helpful. And if people don't like it, that's their fucking problems. It's not gonna stop me, because I use it for myself, and it's very powerful. Like, I use Iron Man. Iron Man is one of my thought form energy shit, right? I use Flash. I use Iron Man consistently. Some people might think, oh, it's just blah, 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 blah. No. Like, this, I use it for myself, So, whatever. People that don't like it, whatever, that's their problem. Beholder, I love the Beholder. The Beholder is that's Beholder energy. I've been using Beholder energy since I was 8 years old, and I wasn't even aware. I just love Beholders. Medieval. I love medieval shit. I always loved. Yes, I was a Christian, but I always liked medieval mythology. So, and I didn't know what a beholder was. So I didn't have friends to explain to me what the fuck I was looking at. You know what I mean? And I was an artist too. When I was a kid. I used to draw. So I had an affinity. It caught my eye. I couldn't say I didn't create the thought form of a beholder when I was 8, but it was in my head. It was in my head all this whole time, and my school that I used to go to was an all black school. Ain't no black people know about no damn beholders, bruh. I mean, so you can't go around. I can't go around school asking, what the fuck is that? Like, what is this? Like, I can't ask any questions. And I didn't have a lot of white friends either, so I couldn't really. So it was just stuck there, living rent free in my head for years. Until I picked up a book or blah blah. And I didn't even do that. I didn't even research it. It was just there. It was just in my head, just swimming in my fucking head for no reason, just chilling. So I always had like a thing for beholders. And as I grew older and I understood what beholders were, playing video games, you play video games, you see beholders. You read books, you see beholders. You like medieval, fictional medieval stuff, there's gonna be a beholder right there. So beholders keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. So, but the whole time it keeps coming back, I still don't know what it is. you know I still don't know what exactly that is. Where does it come from? How did you imagine that? Like, where what the fuck, like, it's a weird mythology. It's a weird concept. Like King Arthur and Excalibur, that's explainable because the guy's human. Or Merlin is explainable, he's human. Or even demons, or Minotaur. A Minotaur, you can relate a Minotaur to the concept of the devil, the red devil with horns and tail. It's the same fucking thing. It's just that a Minotaur is human compared to, but you can obviously see where the inspiration might come from. But when you look at a beholder, you're kind of like, what the is that? Like, like what is this? like how did you imagine that? What was your inspiration? Just an eye, just looking at people. It's just what, so it was very interesting. So I can't, like, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting concept. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, thought forms, there's nothing wrong with creating thought forms. There's nothing wrong with thought form magic. But when you're talking about like something super important, like a demon, that is beyond it. Like it's super important to your everyday life, because there is a demon that lives inside you. You know, just like there is the contrary that lives inside you. When you realize that you are duality itself, you know, when you have black and white inside you, and people are made of black and white, you know, you are born from black and white. Nobody's born from just white. Nobody's born from just black. Everybody's born from black and white, period. You know, which people call consciousness, or having a conscious. You know, so it's, and you're kind of like sitting there, like you say, uh selling snake oil. Yeah, it might make some people freak out. It might make some demonologists freak out. It might make some spiritual people freak out, because you're kind of like, what the fuck is going on now, right? Like, what are we doing? Where are we going with this? And especially for a guy like GD, because EA, you know, EA's been doing this for years too. You know, he has some form of notoriety. He has some form of notoriety. So it's kind of like surprising when they do stuff like that. It's fucking like it's mind blowing, because it's you a lot of people. You're not just a regular YouTuber that just says stupid shit because it's popular. You know, you already had a platform ways back before the internet was a thing. You know, so it's scary. You know what I mean? It's scary shit. You know, you're I'm gonna be walking around town. I'm gonna be walking around town, and I'm gonna be walking on people that think that what you're saying is what it is, and it's not. And so now you're creating a fight for me that's unnecessary. You're creating an unnecessary struggle for me. So yeah, it makes me freak out when I see shit like that. Because now I'm the one that has to fucking fight the shit. And I don't want to fight anything. You know, like I don't want to fight anything, but now you're putting me in a situation where I have to, and I don't want to. And that sucks. You know, that's garbage. That's sucks. You know, it sucks. You know. Anyways, I appreciate that fucking video. That was cool. That was legit. Um, that was legit. I can see you're very educated too. I don't doubt your education, bro. Like, I don't doubt your education. It's actually the contrary. Like, I think I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's what I think. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. I don't believe that people need all these fucking extra bells and whistles that people put on themselves, man. You know, because it's bells and whistles to me. Those are bells and whistles. I don't think people need all those bells and whistles. I think people need more confidence in themselves. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think people need more confidence in themselves. I don't think they need all those bells and whistles, bro. I think it's unnecessary. And fuck, man, I'm the living fucking proof. I don't want to fucking sound like some fucking jackass here, but god damn it, dude, I'm the living proof of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I raised the dead. You know, like I raised the dead. Like EA was dead. You know what I mean? EA was dead. He was dead in the water. All the people that was in the EA situation fell off. But he was my friend. And if you're my friend, you're not going to die. You know, if you're my friend, you're not going to die, bro. And I considered him my friend, you know, and he didn't die. You know, it's not the only one. There's the same shit. I'm going to sound like an asshole here, and I really don't mean to. Maybe I need to learn how to say this shit without saying it like that. But look at the present situation that's going on right now with the two brothers. You know, I'm keeping those niggas alive. You know what I mean? And they're gonna stay alive. You know, they're very strong folks. I don't want to take anything away from them, but sometimes you need some exterior help. Sometimes you need some extra help, bro. Everybody needs extra help. I need extra help too. You know, people keep me alive too, bro. Like I got people that keep me alive, man. You know, I have gangs of people that keep me alive, bro. Like you can't do everything absolutely by yourself. That's insane. That's just crazy. Especially if you're going after a group of people that's so vast, far and wide. We're talking about like 2 million people. Apparently, allegedly, I've heard like these groups have reached like a number of 2 million. 2 years ago, it was 1 million. You know, but now apparently they're 2 million. I don't know if that's true or not. It could be bullshit. It could be a lie. But now they're 2 million. So now if you're going up against a vast group of people that expand all across the globe, that's worldwide, you can't go to after these people completely by yourself. You're gonna die. You know, like you are going to die, period. Like there's no if and buts about it, you know. Like let's say you're an atheist, right? Atheists can't do the shit that we do. Atheists can't do shit that we do. They are incapable of doing the things that we do. It's above and beyond their capabilities. They're alone. They consider themselves alone. They're not really alone. Nobody's really alone. No one's alone. But they consider themselves alone. You know, so they can't do the shit that we do. So, you know, they can't do the shit that we do, period. They can't. You know, so they're not alone either. They have a group, you know, and you know, they do what they do. And that's pretty much it. But anyway, back to the subject. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Because you're not alone. You already know that. I know you're educated. I already know that. The only thing is, if you come at me and you're like, I'm Rosicrucian, I'm like, oh, hell no. Nah. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why would a guy like you need to be Rosicrucian? Apart from, I need a job, right? Or I don't know, like, I'm trying to become a politician or some shit like that. Like, what other fucking reasons? Like, what do you think you're going to find there in that supposed house of mystery? You know, I don't get, like, it's like not Inception. You know, Inception is a great movie, but this has nothing to do with Inception. I'm looking for Tenet. Tenet is a great movie, except for that torture scene. And I understand why people don't like that movie, because that torture scene was completely unnecessary. It ruined the fucking movie. You know, it completely ruined the movie. The movie was doing fine until they put a torture in. But they got to do shit like that because they're telling you too much truth. They're telling you too much truth, bro. They have to put shit in there to, you know, like shake, you know, like a football player when he's trying to, you know, juke moves. They got to do jukes. They got to juke you, bro, because they're telling you too much things. They gotta juke you. So, yeah, that torture scene was ass, but the rest of the movie is great. And it's kind of like life is like Tenet. Like people are kind of like always thinking, oh, it's fantasy, future, blah blah blah. It's not happening right now. Oh, it'd be so cool if that shit was happening today. It is happening today. That's the thing you don't understand. It is happening today. This is happening today, but you have to learn from a school of mystery in order to understand that. You have to be involved. You have to literally, genuinely be interested. If you're not genuinely, literally interested, of course you're gonna think that's like fictional stories and it's that futuristic fictional stories. Like people think The Matrix is about something that might happen. Some smart individuals that are doing research think that the Matrix is about the Bible and the end of the world and what is going on right now today too. But they think it's about the end of the world. No. All that shit already happened. You're living it right now. Like I'm in Zion. Like Andrew Tate said it. Like Andrew Tate said, right? Name drop. Andrew Tate said it. I jump in and out. Me too. I jump in and out. I jump in and out. And I don't have a choice to jump in and out. I can't go back. I can't reconnect myself completely inside of the matrix. I don't know why. Because, because you unplugged all of this shit because you're unplugged. Just like in the Matrix, Neo removes all the plugs on his body. Like he's unplugged. And you can't just reattach the shit like it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It has to, like, something, an entity has to replug you. If you really want to be replugged, just like the guy that betrayed them. He had to go see an agent in order to be replugged. He couldn't replug it himself. And mind you, these guys knew what they were doing because the guy that asked to be replugged is actually a computer expert. He's one of the fucking hackers. He's a hacker too, and he still can't plug himself back, and he wants to plug himself back. So if he can't do it, that means nobody can do it. You know what I mean? You see what I'm getting at? I think that goes over people's head. And all those fucking concepts that I'm talking about right now are not futuristic concepts. They are spiritual concepts that people do not understand. Except for people like me and Andrew Tate. And you. And all of the other people that are watching this video that did not know. Well, now you know. And I'd be very surprised if you disagreed. Very surprised. I'd be very surprised if you disagreed. So it's kind of like, but you can't have, so basically, I'm Neo now. You know what I mean? I'm Morpheus, I'm Neo. You know what I mean? I'm going to be gay right now and I'm going to say I'm Trinity. Right? Pause. Super pause. But Trinity is not named Trinity for no reason. Because there is a Trinity. You know what I mean? There's her, Neo, Morpheus. That's a Trinity. Those are the three most powerful people in the Matrix. Period. Those are the three most powerful people in the Matrix. Trinity, Morpheus, Neo. That's it. So you are Trinity. You are Neo. You are the Animus, the Anima. You are the master and the student. And the student becomes the master goes to blah, 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 blah. So on and so on. Right? I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not gonna tell you everything. Figure it out. But I'm pretty sure you see where I'm going with this. I'm pretty sure you see where I'm going with this. So people walk around and think that all these things are. No, man. Everything is right now. But it only depends on your level of belief and your level of understanding and your level of wanting things. Because you say you want look, I can shift and mold reality, okay? Some of you guys have noticed, and I appreciate all of you for that. A lot of you have noticed, and I appreciate you for noticing. I've been trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell you for a long time now, but nobody be listening. So I appreciate everybody for supporting me right now. I appreciate all you people that noticing me right now. That's cool shit. I appreciate the fuck out of you. You guys are wonderful. And you're also the ones that are close to getting out of the fucking Matrix if you're not already out the Matrix. But just because you're out the Matrix, that doesn't mean that you're done learning. Because now you have to relearn how to use your powers inside of the Matrix. Just like Neo. Neo was unplugged, but he had to learn to jump high. He had to learn to fight. He had to learn kung fu. He had to learn kung fu. He had to learn to jump, shooting, everything. He had to relearn everything. All those things, mind you, all those things are probably things that he might have already known before. But now he's a new person. He's not the same person. His mentality don't work the same. His brain doesn't work the same. So now he has to relearn all these things that he already knew before when he was inside the Matrix. But now he's outside the Matrix, and now he has to learn how to use all the shit that he already knew inside of the Matrix. You know what I mean? Of course, that's up to interpretation, because I don't know if Mr. Anderson knew kung fu or how that, but he probably punched somebody sometime. You know what I mean? Like he was dealing with in black market shit. You know what I mean? When he was inside the Matrix, so shit might have happened from time to time, but he wasn't aware that those shits wasn't real. But now he comes back and he's like, it's like he doesn't know shit. You know, of course he knows things, but it's as if he doesn't know things, because it's a different dimension, it's a different world, it's a different way of seeing things. It's everything's different. Everything is different. Nothing is the same. So you have to relearn shit that you already knew, which actually doesn't make any sense, but it kind of does. You know what I mean? And it's not easy. So it's not that I know something that I'm not saying. There's just some things that I can't explain with words, even though I'm kind of trying right now. But even the shit that I'm saying right now, it might go over your head. It might go over your head. Like there's some notions that I said, it might go over your head. So it's not that I don't want to say it. It's not that I'm trying to keep things. And yes, I am a cryptic person. Yes, I do talk in riddles and stuff. I don't do it on purpose. I overestimate people. But that's why I talk like that, because I overestimate people. I always think that everybody knows everything. That's how I live my life, thinking that everybody knows everything. And I'm like the baby, and everybody else, is taking care of me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you. Anyway, that's a bad analogy. It's kind of like, I don't know. That's how I see it. I see things as everybody knows everything, and I'm the one that doesn't know shit. And I'm learning from other people and other things. So information is consistently swirling, blah, blah, blah. And that's bad. It's good and bad at the same time, because it affects my mood. It affects my behavior, towards people. I might get impatient. I get impatient, because you do know these things, but you don't know that you know these things. You know what I mean? So I understand that you want to have status. I understand that everybody wants to have status. I understand that I want to have status. I understand people want to have status. But the thing is, you're sacrificing status for power. Because power is not necessarily, real power is not status. Real power is power. Like raw brute strength is not status. It's raw brute strength. It's not the same thing. It's two different things. But most people sacrifice their power. They sacrifice their power, for status. Power, status. So that's why I'm kind of like, no. Like, I don't want to, don't, why? Like, what's the point? Like, forget all that. Like, like this, it's hoopla, vapors, it's illusionary. And the Matrix And when I say the matrix, I mean the world, the society is taking advantage of you. They're taking advantage of your power. Because now they recruit people, they're recruiting people, and all these people have power. Because now, yeah, they're spiritual. You might be in the 3D, you might be 3D, but you're still spiritual. So you're the gates. Some of your spiritual gates are open. You know what I mean? Some of your spiritual gates are open. So come here. Come and share your energy with us. Come and share your energy with us, So now they're just take, and then what are you left with? Not much. They might give you breadcrumbs here and breadcrumbs there, but are you achieving the levels that you are trying to achieve? Are you achieving the places that you're trying to be at? Because they will put roadblocks. If you do it yourself, there's no roadblocks. If you do it yourself, the only roadblock is you, which is mostly what happens when you follow the path that I follow, right? When you follow the path that I follow, the only roadblock is you. But if you follow whatever path you follow, but you align yourself with a certain group thinking that they can help you with the path that you're following, the roadblocks does not necessarily come from you, because they might have the information, but you need to, you're here when you go in, and then you get a boop, 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 boop. So who's the roadblock here? You know what I mean? Is it you or the people that don't want to give you the information yet because they're waiting for you to get here? And then you got to go here, and then you got to go here. When you do it yourself, there's no roadblock, unless you're a roadblock, and that's that's not true. It's not easily solvable, but it's more solvable than an actual physical person that's physically stopping you from getting to the thing. Like if I have a book that has all the freaking spells of all the world in my hand, unless I give it to you, you're not going to know it. So I'm a roadblock now, because you have to get through me in order to get the book, and I don't want to give it to you. So, you know what I mean? So it's not your fault. It's not you that's blocking yourself. But now, on contrary, now you have to spend energy. You have to spend time and energy to give service to this person in order to get to the level where I finally give you the book. But if I choose to not give it to you, I can just not give it to you. So I'm a roadblock. You know what I mean? I'm a roadblock now, Anyways, this video is too damn long, but it's very interesting. So I hope y'all watch it more than once. And I'll see you later. Have a good one. Peace out.